Here's the truth most men never hear. Women aren't drawn to your looks first. They're drawn to how you make them feel. You can be average in appearance, broke, even quiet, and still hold a woman completely spellbound. Because her real weaknesses are not what you think. They're emotional, subconscious, hidden deep under her confident smile. And once you understand them, you stop guessing what women want. You own your power instead of chasing it. So today, you're about to see the top 7 female weaknesses every man must know, not to manipulate, but to understand the landscape of the female mind so you can walk it like a man who finally knows where he's going. Take a breath. Let's start from the beginning. But first, if you master these 7 skills, you can connect with almost any woman you want. Why? Because women are emotional and deeply tuned into attention. They feel energy before they see logic. And if you know how to speak that emotional language, you'll stop chasing and start attracting. So watch this video till the end because I'm about to show you exactly why women react the way they do and how small shifts in your mindset can completely change your results. Hit that like button. It helps this message reach more men who need it. And drop a comment below. Have you ever tried something different that actually worked? Women are emotional creatures. That's not an insult. It's biology. From birth, girls are encouraged to feel, to connect, to read emotion. Boys are taught to hide it, to man up. So as you grow older, you speak 2 different emotional languages. This is why sometimes you say something simple, and she reacts like you've stabbed her heart, or you stay calm in an argument, and she calls you cold or distant. It's not because she's crazy. It's because her emotional radar is 10 times more sensitive than yours. When a woman opens up to a man, she's not just sharing words. She's letting him walk into her feelings, her emotional home. So when you understand these weaknesses, not to exploit, but to connect, you stop living in confusion. You start leading with grounded confidence. That groundedness is what every woman secretly craves. You see, women aren't looking for perfect men. They're looking for men who feel solid in chaos. The man who doesn't lose himself when she throws her emotions like a hurricane. That's what turns her vulnerability on. That's what makes her trust you. Now let's unpack the first few emotional triggers that melt feminine defenses. Weakness. Number 1, the power of presence. When you're fully present with a woman, it disarms her. Presence means your eyes see her, your attention doesn't wander, your phone's not in your hand, and your energy says, I'm here. Women can feel when your mind is elsewhere. They feel when you're checking your watch, when you're chasing an outcome. It makes them anxious because the feminine mind equates attention with safety. Example, you ask how her day was. While she's talking, you check a message or you half listen. She feels it instantly. But if you just listen, nod once in a while, look her in the eyes, you become rare. Because most men are nowhere mentally. Presence is her first weakness. It's the doorway to her emotional walls. Weakness. Number 2, emotional resonance, reflecting her feelings. Back. Here's something subtle. When she says, I'm stressed from work, most men try to fix it. Just ignore them or you'll be fine. But women don't want immediate solutions. They want understanding. When you say, that sounds exhausting, you really had to carry a lot today, you mirror her emotions back. You make her feel seen instead of judged. From the female perspective, this kind of connection is irresistible. Why? Because women live in their feelings. And when you get those feelings without mocking or dismissing them, you become a safe emotional space. That safety lights up her attraction. All right, so now you understand the first 2 weaknesses. Those were the basics. They opened the door. But what's coming next is on a whole different level. We're about to uncover 5 more powerful weaknesses. The ones that grab a woman's attention instantly and make her see you differently without you saying much at all. So if you're serious about understanding women on a deeper level, hit that subscribe button right now, because the next few minutes will show you truths most men go their whole lives without learning. Let's dive in and unlock the 5 weaknesses that truly change everything. Weakness number 3, curiosity that disarms. Women fall for curiosity faster than compliments. Not the nosy, interrogating kind, The calm curiosity that says, I genuinely want to understand how you see the world. When you ask thoughtful questions, why do you love that song? Or what made you pick that career? You touch something personal in her. It tells her you care about her inner world, not just her outer looks. From her side, curiosity feels like sunlight through the clouds. Because most men only talk at women trying to impress, show off, or brag, you become the exception, the one who listens differently. Example, you're sitting in a coffee shop, she's talking about her dream trip to Italy. Instead of nodding and changing the topic, you ask, what about Italy makes you feel alive? Her emotional guard softens instantly. That small question opens a window straight into her excitement, her longing, her heart. She'll later tell her friend, I don't know why, I can just talk to him. That's the third weakness, genuine curiosity, because curiosity builds emotional intimacy faster than physical touch. Weakness number 4, the gravity of boundaries. This one might surprise you. A woman is deeply moved, even attracted, when she meets a man who says no with calm confidence. See, women test boundaries, not always consciously, but to feel where your center is. If a man has no line, she loses respect. She stops feeling safe. But if he can say, no, that doesn't work for me, without anger or apology, something powerful happens inside her. Boundaries signal strength. They tell her you respect yourself, and self-respect is magnetic. Picture this. She's upset and wants to argue at midnight. Instead of fighting or running, you say, let's talk when we're both calm. I'm not leaving. I just need 10 minutes. Suddenly, the storm slows down. Why? Because your steadiness becomes her anchor. Every woman craves that anchor, even if her ego fights it in the moment. That's weakness number 4. She can't resist a man with principles. Weakness number 5, masculine calm. Masculine calm isn't silence, it's composure under pressure. When emotions rise, most men react. They yell, beg, or withdraw completely. But the man who can breathe, who can stay grounded while she's emotional, changes the entire dynamic. From her view, your calm doesn't look like indifference. It feels like protection. It makes her body relax, her mind soften. Imagine this. She's venting about someone disrespecting her at work. You listen, nod slowly, and say, that's not okay. You didn't deserve that. No defending, no lectures, just calm validation. Your tone stays deep and steady. That steadiness tells her subconscious, this man won't crumble when life gets messy. That's intoxicating, because deep inside the feminine craves to feel safe enough to be raw. Her weakness number 5, your inner peace during chaos. And here's where I pull the frame wider, for you. If you've ever felt like no matter what you do, it's never enough, you're not weak, and you're not crazy. You've just been told to hide your emotions for so long that when you meet a woman who lives in hers, you feel like you're speaking a foreign language. You try to be logical. She wants emotional connection. You try to fix. She just wants you to feel. And when things go wrong, you get blamed for being emotionally unavailable. But brother, there's nothing wrong with you. You were never taught the map. Now you're learning it. Every principle you've heard in these first 5 weaknesses is simply emotional leadership, staying solid without being cold, open without being needy. That's the balance that pulls respect from a woman and peace back into your own chest. Because when she senses a man who can hear her without losing himself, she sees something rare, something she can trust. And the more you practice these small emotional shifts, the more natural they become. This is how connection replaces confusion. This is how attraction stops feeling like luck and starts feeling like power built on understanding. Now, you'll discover the final weaknesses that make women rethink how they treated you, and how walking in silence and self-respect turns regret into your quiet revenge. Weakness number 6, the mystery of purpose. Every woman feels drawn to a man with a direction, not necessarily money, muscles, or fame, but a sense of mission. When she senses that your life means something beyond chasing her attention, her instincts shift. She begins to see you not as another man trying to impress her, but as someone she wants to join. Purpose is magnetic energy. It tells a woman, this man moves forward with or without me. And strangely enough, that independence pulls her closer. From a female perspective, a purposeful man feels safe to love because she doesn't have to carry him emotionally. His life already has momentum. He has a compass, and she can trust where he's going. An example: you're focused on growing your business or mastering a craft not to prove yourself to her, but because it fulfills you. She might tease you for being busy, yet deep inside she admires that flame. It's mysterious because so few men hold on to it after meeting a woman. That's weakness number 6. A man with purpose can't be fully owned, so he becomes unforgettable. Weakness number 7, authentic vulnerability. Now here's the paradox. Women are drawn to strength, but they fall in love with vulnerable strength, not oversharing or emotional dumping. Vulnerability means honesty without fear. It's saying, yeah, I've been hurt before, but speaking from acceptance, not pain. When you open up in that calm, grounded way, you invite her into your truth. And deep down, women long to feel emotionally connected to a man's real side, not just the tough mask he shows the world. Picture this. During a quiet night drive, she asks, "What made you stop trusting people?" Most men deflect or joke it off, but you take a breath and reply, "I learned that not everyone deserves my energy, but I still believe in good people." No bitterness, just calm truth. Her eyes soften. That's the moment she sees your humanity. She sees that you've been through pain and came out whole. That's weakness number 7, authentic vulnerability, because a woman can't resist the man who's open yet unbreakable. She will feel the distance. Now let's address your reality. You've probably been the one who gave too much. You listened, cared, waited, fought for her to notice your loyalty, and somehow it still felt like she pulled away. Then, when you finally stayed silent, she started noticing your absence. It's not magic, that's psychology. Female attraction reacts to contrast. When you remove your attention, she suddenly feels the vacuum. She wonders what happened to the energy she once owned. And as she senses your quiet power returning, her mind retraces every time she took it for granted. That's when regret begins to whisper inside her. You're not punishing her by walking away. You're simply protecting your peace, and that peace becomes your loudest presence. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. It breaks the cycle of over-explaining, over-giving, over-chasing. When you go quiet, you create space, and that space lets her feel what life is like without your steady presence. The texts slow down, the calls stop, her mind runs loops. Did he move on? Did I matter? Meanwhile, you start to glow differently. You're working out, reading, grinding, focused. You're leveling up, not to make her jealous, but because you finally see yourself clearly again. That's the shift from desperate energy to dominant calm. You don't need validation anymore. And ironically, that's when she usually comes back around. But by then, you've changed. You've learned that respect feels better than approval, peace feels better than attention, and silence speaks louder than pleading words. This is the new frame. You are no longer chasing love. Love is drawn to you because you've built emotional gravity. The aftermath, when the tables turn. Here's the part no one really warns you about. After you pull back, after you focus on yourself, after you start building that silent gravity again, she will notice. Not right away. At first, she'll assume it's temporary. She'll think you'll come running the moment she sends a half-hearted text. But when you don't, that's when the shift begins. Confusion, then curiosity, then the realization that the emotional anchor of her world isn't where she left it. Because you were never just another guy texting her good morning. You were stability, and stability is rare. So when your energy changes, when the man who once tried so hard becomes calm, quiet, deliberate, her mind starts replaying everything. The laughs, the late night talks, the kindness she didn't return. That's not revenge. That's reflection working in your favor. The tables have turned, not because you forced them, but because you finally stopped begging for what you were already worthy of. The truth about detachment. Detachment isn't coldness. It's clarity. It's when your peace stops depending on another person's mood. Men often confuse love with attachment. You can love someone deeply and still choose yourself first. That's maturity, not ego. When you master detachment, You become untouchable. Not because you don't feel, but because you no longer let temporary emotions steer your life. Women sense that energy immediately. The more centered you are, the more they respect your boundaries, even in your absence. Imagine you bump into her months later. You're smiling, relaxed, no tension. She sees it, the lightness in your walk. She tries to read your face, but she can't find the old version of you. And that mystery will echo in her head for weeks. That's the reward of detachment, not making someone jealous, but rediscovering your own freedom, reprogramming your mind. The new definition of power. Real power isn't in control, it's in self-control. The reason understanding female psychology matters isn't to play games, it's to stop being played by your own emotions. You see, a man who studies himself becomes unpredictable. He's not motivated by flattery or fear, he's driven by intention. And intention has gravity, so every time you feel tempted to chase, pause. Ask yourself, is this me seeking connection or me seeking validation? When you act from need, you give your power away. When you act from purpose, you radiate power naturally. Keep leveling up. Train your body, not to impress her, but to respect yourself. Work on your goals, not to prove something, but to build momentum. Heal your wounds, not to get closure, but to free your mind. That's when everything clicks. You become the man who doesn't need attention, because you are attention. The King energy. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow. No texts, no drama, just silence. But instead of feeling empty, you feel calm. You make your coffee, you breathe. You plan your day. And for the first time in a long time, you feel grounded in your own presence. You realize that everything you used to offer to the wrong people, your loyalty, your time, your energy, belongs to you first. That is King energy. King energy doesn't chase validation. It commands respect. It doesn't shout. It radiates quietly. And from that space, the right woman, one who values your peace, will find her way to you naturally. She won't come because of fancy words or dramatic gestures. She'll come because your energy feels safe, calm, focused, unshakable. That's when you understand what all this was for, every heartbreak, every silent night, every time you felt invisible. It was shaping your strength, not breaking it. You're not just surviving anymore, you're rebuilding, upgrading, leading. That's the evolution from wounded man to wise man, from emotional chaos to emotional control, from chasing affection to embodying attraction. Take one quiet moment tonight. Stand in front of the mirror and really look. See the man who's learning discipline, presence, and peace. That's the man women remember long after you've walked away. Say it softly to yourself if you need to. I am enough. My peace matters. My presence has value. Then walk out the door and live like that truth is carved into your DNA. Because once you do, every relationship, every conversation, every woman will feel your new energy without you saying a single word. So now we've uncovered all 7 female weaknesses. You've got the blueprint. Now it's your turn to find them, apply them, and start understanding your woman with calm confidence. Remember, knowledge is power, but action is what turns power into results. If you're still here, it means you care about growth. So do 2 quick things. Hit that like button to support the channel and subscribe so you never miss the next truth about relationships. Drop a comment below. Have you ever tried applying any of these and seen a change? Your story might inspire someone else tonight. And when you're done, go watch this next video. How to make any woman want you. It connects perfectly with everything you've just learned. This is where understanding turns into mastery. See you there.